Siyabonga ke babukela emakhaya kuhlalisana nathi. We are still broadcasting live from the Eswatini International Trade Fair. It is still a time of endless possibilities. You know, we are seeing a lot and learning a lot, definitely. And speaking about learning, now we're going into the literal term of learning, you know, the education. I am joined by two ladies from Africa University, a 1992 founded university in Zimbabwe. They are here to tell us all you need to know about the university. Nangabe nawe ufuna kuyofunza khona, you know, kunemathuba lana. They're gonna tell us ukuthi ungena kanjani utukhanziso ingcenye yabo. Ladies, welcome to Eswatini TV.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are talking to Jeanette and Sandra, of course. Firstly, you know, how has the engagement been? You know, it's been an exciting 9 days for Emaswati in the Kingdom of Eswatini, you know, seeing the different stores, the different businesses, but most importantly, people like to learn, and, you know, furthering your education is always important. And we're always happy to have institutions from outside of the Kingdom of Eswatini come and join us. And, you know, we could fly away and go to other countries and, you know, pursue our education there. So how has your engagement been in the past 9 days, and who have you engaged with in teaching them about Africa University?
So firstly, please allow us to just give props to the people of Eswatini. Yeah. They have been so hospitable and so lovely to us since we came. As you mentioned, we're from Zimbabwe, and our university is located in a city called Mutare. It's the third largest city in Zimbabwe, and we're 3 hours away from the capital city, Harare. So I'm sure you know, going to a new place that you've never been before, you don't know the language, there's a lot of trepidation that comes with that. But from the day that we arrived, people have just been fantastic, so kind, nothing but smiles and kindness throughout. So that's just been a wonderful experience here in Eswatini. And we were here as part of the Zimbabwe delegation, where we are exhibiting a number of the companies and businesses and universities that are within our country, and also showcasing the opportunities that are available to the people of Eswatini through us. So we've interacted with a wide spectrum of people. We've interacted with those who are still doing their studies, yes, and are yet to make their minds up about where they want to go. So for us, that's very important because it's part of careers advising. You wouldn't want a situation where you get into a degree that you don't really want to do, yes, or a career that you don't particularly understand. So advising them from that young age and guiding them was a truly invaluable experience for us, and we cherish that because we love to see young people doing what they are passionate about. We also managed to meet those who are at the point of getting into university, yes, and know exactly what they want to do. So we're able to tell them what we have on offer, how much our fees are, what the opportunities they have studying with us. Yes. And then, of course, the most important demographic, the parent.
All right. And just, you know, continuing further, you know, a university like Africa University definitely describes diversity to me. You know, it's engaging different countries. It is not just subjected to the people that are in Zimbabwe. We had a talk earlier, and you told me the very lots of nations that you have at the Africa University. Sandra, if you can just, you know, lay it out for us. How do you guys celebrate diversity, and how many countries do you have with you at the Africa University?
Thank you for the question.
Yes.
At Africa University, we have students who come from more than 31 countries, and that is inclusive of students from Eswatini.
Yeah.
That's good to know,
yes,
right?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, students from South Africa, from Lesotho to begin with, from Mozambique, from Angola, from DRC, from Nigeria, from Kenya. And I'm pleased to inform you that even our Vice Chancellor comes from Kenya as well. And at Africa University, we also hold different community activities which are meant to build diversity at our university. Like, for example, we have a culture night where students who come from different countries, they present their cultures during that evening, and even the meals, we prepare different kinds of meals from different countries. and to add on diversity as well, because we want to produce a wholesome graduate. So during their first year, all our students during their first year, especially the undergraduate students, they also do either French or Portuguese. This enables them to be marketable wherever in the world.
Certainly, Sandra, just moving on, ladies, we'll speak about the admission and the requirements that you need to get into Africa University. But before we head on to that, firstly, you get students that are fresh from high school, we'd like to know if there's some people that do not perform as they would have liked. Does the university offer upgrading programs before you can be admitted into the university? Because some will look at, I want to go to Africa University, but you need to start somewhere, or maybe they do not qualify for a diploma, a degree. Where can they start before they are admitted to maybe studying towards their degree? I'll give it to you, Jeanette.
I'll actually pass it on to my colleague Sandra. She's the student recruitment specialist.
Okay.
It's all right. Thank you, Ms. Jeanette. For our students who do not meet our admission requirements, we encourage them to maybe repeat some subjects which they might have failed at secondary level, or some might be having low marks, which may require them maybe to do a diploma. So we encourage them to do a diploma with a recognized college. Then after that, they're able to apply at our university. But throughout the process, we'll be with them, right? We provide career advising as well in the process till they attain their dreams, till they achieve their dreams, and even do the programs which they are interested in.
Okay.
Yes.
And just moving on, what are some of the requirements? Because, as different nations, I could be engaging from another country, and we study different curriculums, from Eswatini to Zimbabwe. It may not be the same. What are some of the curriculums that you consider taking into Africa University? And what can someone do in order to be in Africa University if they do not meet the curriculum that you require for them? Because we have different curriculums. We have IEB, we have IB, we have NGSC. So what are some of those that are considered with your university?
Being Africa University, and I mentioned earlier that we have students who come from more than 31 countries, which means that definitely we have students who have got different qualifications or different examination boards which they set with for their secondary education. We do consider matric, we do consider Form 5, like at Eswatini, you are ending with Form 5. So for someone to be admissible, they must have reached their Form 5 and passed with good grades for them to be admissible at Africa University. We also take students who hold IEB. We also take students, even those who hold IGCSE, which is acceptable in their state universities from their countries. Right? As long as one is admissible from their country of origin at a state university, we also accept them to our university. And I'm pleased to let you know that we do have specialists at our university who are able to interpret the qualifications accordingly, such that we are able to say this one is admissible or this one is not. For those who are admissible, we give them the places. For those who are not, we offer them career advising till they meet the requirements, right?
And Jeanette, you did speak about being comfortable in another country, which is very important. You said Eswatini has been hospitable for you. And if I move away from my country as a student going to, further my studies in another country, I want to make sure that it will be hospitable for me. How does Africa University ensure that students are comfortable, students outside of Zimbabwe that come into the university are comfortable within the university? Are there international relations officers where they can get to, fix their visas, for instance, because, it is sometimes troublesome moving from one country to the other. So how does that work? What services do you offer to make sure that international students are catered for?
So as a Pan-African university that is targeted towards the continent, we've been intentional in ensuring that we've set up structures that allow and welcome in international students. So we have our Office of International Students Advisory Services. As soon as you're admitted to Africa University, that office gets in touch with the student and then advises them from how to apply for a visa to Zimbabwe, to the kind of dressing that we need in our country in terms of our weather, because where we are, it's quite cold. So someone would come thinking everywhere is hot and then come to us and just get shocked by this really cold weather. We also facilitate their transport to Zimbabwe. So we give them the best options to travel to us, and we collect them from the point that they get into the country. So whether it's from the Mozambican border, whether it's from our Robert Mugabe International Airport, whether it's from Roadport, whichever one of those stations, the student is collected. And we also rope in our international student community. So for example, if you're coming from Nigeria, before you come on campus, you're already speaking with the students there. You're integrating into that community. So when you land, there's the officer from International Students Advisory Services, plus the students you've made friends with before you even arrived, welcoming you and taking you to campus. So they're settling you in, because again, we know sometimes your parent, it's a rite of passage. The parent makes your bed for you. The parent, sort of says goodbye, tells you what. So we take in that role as the parent, and we take them through that entire process. And it's very important to us to make sure that the student settles in. So we have our counselor, qualified counselor, who checks up on our students regularly. He is open 7 days of the week, 24 hours for students to book appointments with him, to tell them whatever challenges they're facing, how can we help you. So psychosocial support, it's there. The support in terms of permits, arriving in the country, settling in, it's there. So we definitely make sure that we look after our international students.
And of course, we need to speak about housing. We've spoken about the orientation leading up to getting into Africa University, but what's most important is that you have a roof over your head, to study well, a proper environment that you are living in. What does Africa University offer to students? Where can they stay, and what are some of the requirements that you need before they actually admitted into the res?
For accommodation, at Africa University we do offer accommodation, and we do prioritize our international students because we are aware that they are not familiar to the environment. So what happens with accommodation? Let me say this. Our students, when we are processing their applications, we form WhatsApp groups where we give them updates, where we give them information to say this is step number 1. Now you should move to step number 2. Now you should move to step number 3, right? So step number 1 is for one to get an offer letter. An offer letter is a provisional admission letter which confirms that you've been offered a place at Africa University, right? After you've been given an admission letter, then you apply for accommodation through the website. And we also share the link with our prospective students through WhatsApp, through emails, and through other platforms, right? Then after that, students are able to apply for accommodation. We have an office, the Dean of Students office. Under that office, there is the warden, right? Who processes their applications and gives them feedback as soon as possible to say, Sandra, you've been offered accommodation, please pay this amount, please bring these requirements, right? Then after that, before they come to campus, they'll be knowing that I've been offered accommodation, and usually they are required to pay a certain amount for them to be accommodated on campus. And our accommodation, we offer full board accommodation, which is inclusive of meals, which means our students, they don't get to worry regarding their meals, to say, what am I going to eat in the morning? What am I going to eat in the afternoon? What am I going to have for supper? That is covered in the meals which they pay for full board accommodation.
Of course.
And the good thing is we have a variety of meals. Our name, right, is Africa University. So which means we also consider that diversity, even in the meals which we prepare at our dining hall. Right.
So there must be some Eswatini meals there sometimes. But once you are admitted, the most important thing is learning, of course, on campus. What are some of the different programs that you offer, and you know they're broken down into different colleges because you can't put a humanities students with a health, you know, medical students. So what are some of the programs that you offer at the African University?
Thank you for your question.
Yeah.
I feel like screaming now, eh? If you're talking about the programs.
Yes.
All right. At Africa University, we have different programs which we offer under different colleges.
Okay.
Other universities, they call them faculties, but
Yes.
we call them colleges.
Yes.
So to begin with, we have the School of Law, where we offer our law program. Then we have a new college which we call the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences. Under that college, you find programs like a Bachelor of Science Honors in Software Engineering, in Computer Science, in Computer Information Systems, in Information Technology. For one to be admissible into those programs, they need to have good passes in their secondary education, and they're able to apply at Africa University, but they must have majored in sciences or commercials for them to qualify for programs under the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, right? For School of Law, of course, they need to be strong in arts. They need to have good passes in arts, right? Moving on, the third college, we have the College of Business, Peace, Leadership, and Governance.
Peace.
Right?
Peace. Yeah.
Yes.
So what does that describe? You know, I don't usually see it in comparison to maybe other universities. We don't get some of those. And you did, you know, I did read up that Africa University is a university that teaches spiritual maturity.
I'm here
so
to get there.
the peace part is very important. If you can just let us into that.
It is, okay. We believe that as a continent, or as Africa University, or as Africa as a whole and beyond, right? We need we take pride in peace. We value peace, right? For us to come to Swaziland, we are also comfortable because there is peace, right? Peace, peace, oh peace unto the whole world, right? So at Africa University, we've got programs which provide skills to our students regarding peace so that they are able to go back to their countries and be able to recommend strategies or policies which encourage peace, right? So under that college of Business, Peace, Leadership and Governance, we have programs like business management, public administration, accounting, economics. We have also master's programs like public policy and governance, Master of Peace, Leadership and Governance, as well as the Master in Human Rights, Peace and Development, right? Yeah, and then we also have programs like intellectual property. That one is under the School of Law, even the Human Rights is under the School of Law, even the Doctor of Philosophy in Intellectual Property. So you find that we've got a variety of programs which range from undergraduate, masters, up to PhD level, right? To move on, we also have the College of Social Sciences, Theology, Humanities and Education. I believe you are aware that you can't force a fish to climb a tree. So which means we are gifted differently, right? So we also provide skills, or we offer programs to do with psychology, sociology, international relations, interpretation and languages, human resources management, right? And we also offer programs under the Department of Education. You know that as a continent, we value education, and even beyond. They also value education.
Of course.
We have our little ones, and as you are growing, we are what we are because of education. So we also offer programs to do with education from undergrad and master's levels as well, right? And as we speak, we do have programs that we introduced recently. Like, for example, we have our Bachelor of Arts Honors in Media and Journalism. Right? I'm speaking your language now?
Of course.
Media and Journalism. And for that one, whoever is interested might apply. They may apply because we are open up to the 15th of September. So they are able to apply for that program. What are the entry requirements? You must have done arts, majoring in arts, or even someone who's got commercials or even sciences. If they're interested in that program, they're able to what?
to
Be
apply.
able to apply. Why not?
Okay.
Right? Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Sandra. But right about now, Babugela Makaya, we are going to take a short ad break. See, leges Bugela bo winner nibonile nani kuna winner kala na now hambile na ugoba titem tako yonke inzawa around the stalls. You know, hoping that tomorrow you will be winning that car. You get to see what we spoke about. You know, at the winner car competition, it was a very informative session, and we are telling you that we are still learning. There is so much to learn about. But again, let's see what happened at the winner car competition interview. Please do enjoy. Babenjanga sisibonile i-winner car competition seyihambile emalanga semaningi, you know, we are leading actually to the end of the trade fair. Ungasichazisela kabanti ukuthi nje uboneni ngale winner car competition? How far have the people taken it, you know, to be a part of this winner car competition?
Well, when we launched the trade fair, ikona imoto. It's a Kia Sonet, as you can see behind me. Ikona, it's available. Anyone is eligible to win. It's obviously not myself and my employees of the sponsors. So we're partnering with Kia Motors and West Bank for the car, and then the Eswatini International Trade Fair. As you can see, since day one of the trade fair, namuhla we are on day number 9. Solo go busy apitsitela nema forms bayagqwalisa. So there can only be one winner. Tomorrow, which is Sunday, in Zambama will conduct the draw. A brand new Kia Sonet. So Ikona, it is here. People bayagqwalisa ema forms. But yeah, now there's still room. You can come. Form and good, and you don't buy anything. When you form, you visit any 5 companies, you ask for a stamp, a stamp on the form, go to you were here, and then you stand a chance to win. Send a draw. You don't necessarily have to be here. It's in a style going down low. We'll call you now, usekaya, because it could be working Mundulo on Monday or Saturday or any other day. But it will do the draw.
Alrighty, and you did say you partnered with Kia Motors. What was the criteria of choosing this car? Why did you go for this specific car? And the winner legmele abenayo kuze awine lemo mhlambe akuwena umuntu lo ne driver's license khamba kanjani lapho?
No, as long as you are above the age limit, the legal age limit, we stand a chance of winning the car. The criteria basically, Eswatini, mountainous and so we're looking at an SUV kind of vehicle in Jobani Bona. And obviously we couldn't go for the high-end vehicles. Basically, an affordable vehicle, fuel efficient. This car is very fuel efficient. So that's how we chose the car. Looking at Eswatini, we are now migrating rural areas. It's a perfect car for that. And it's a family car, mind you. It's a family car, so that's what we're trying to promote.
Okay, and just lastly, Ningu Ipana West Bank and of course Kia Motors, you know, there's so many corporate companies. How are you planning to partner in the future to bring us such competitions? For the future, apart from a trade fair, because what is the future, you know, of competitions and, you know, corporates partnering up?
Well, as IPA, the future, it's in terms of business. We don't run competition. The reason we had this car is to promote e-business at the trade fair. Yeah. So we've got a number of companies here, or about 300 companies that are exhibiting. So the motto is in support of the different business activities, both as they are exhibiting here, and so going forward, we are here to promote business, we are here to support business, if any other platforms that we see are viable, we partner with noma bengibani to promote business. Let's push our business emaswati akabe as established. We're promoting investment, we're promoting trade. So nangabe seyikhona business lesi seyikhona asibuke kwekuthi isekelwa kanjani ukuthi ingawi tekuthengiselana in domestic market la Eswatini and also market leti ngephandle even. So the reason we have this such competition is to stimulate economic activity, stimulate business support and stimulate consumer activity for this.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Butbongani. We hope ukuthi kusasa kutawuhamba kahle competition nathi sidabe sikhona sibuke lotto wina ngoba phela siyafuna ukubona ukuthi ngubani lotto behamba ngale Kia Sonet le brand new. Thank you very much.
Definitely kusasa sidabe simemetela ukuthi ngubani lo hamba nayo Kia Sonet. I'm just hoping it's going to be you at home. Come with gqwalise form. Anginenza bakuthi ugqwalise emuva. Engisa siyakhudlutisa kube ngilela ngetulu form. Imoto uyayithatha yakho. Nemba ka Mitra Energy bathi tebatakwethela full tank abengu2 solo uhamba ngayo le moto mahala ha. So I will see you tomorrow, Master Eswatini.
Thank you very much. And if you just tuned in, welcome. We are still broadcasting live from Mavuso. It is the Eswatini International Trade Fair for the year 2023. And Babugala Makaya and Bonile, before we went to the winner car competition, I was still talking to the ladies, Jeanette and Sandra from Africa University are still with us. Nyalonje, Sandra is going to be highlighting the rest of the programs before we close off shortly, ladies. And of course, how, if someone is watching at home, how they can be in contact with Africa University, to receive the career advice and maybe admission into the university.
Thank you so much for the opportunity again. So the last college, we also have the College of Health, Agriculture and Natural Sciences, where we offer health and agriculture related programs. How to apply? You apply through our website. Please visit our website on www.africau.edu. Please feel free to connect with us on our Facebook page, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, Instagram, right? We are also present on YouTube,
okay.
At least for you to appreciate what happens on our campus. And then our WhatsApp number is +263 772 950 750. Please feel free to contact us and make further inquiries. We'll be glad to receive your inquiries and respond accordingly.
Okay.
Please feel free to apply now for the August 24 intake. We look forward to receiving your application and we look forward to hosting you in Zimbabwe.
All righty, thank you, Sandra. Jeanette, any last words for you, for anyone who's hoping to be admitted into Africa University?
Very short and sweet. Yeah. Just see you at AU.
All righty. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. That was very informative and an educational session. You will definitely feel at home if you join AU. They are giving you all the hospitality that you need and most importantly the education that you need to be a working professional in the continent of Africa or the rest of the world. Who knows, you could be traveling with your degree from AU. But let's move on. We are moving on to an ad break. We will be back because Lana a trade fair there is a lot to learn. There's entertainment, business, education, you name it. It is